One of my gurus, Coach Michael Burt, has this thing he calls prey drive. It's what a lot of animals have, and the animals have that fosters their sense to hunt. He even suggests that some humans have prey drive. Folks, your prey drive has got to be stronger. I have meandered many times when my prey drive was lesser than having fun, lesser than being the life of the party, lesser than being the talk of the town, lesser than some of all these things. And now I've arrived, and now I'm 50 plus years old, and now I have come to the stunning realization that there may be less in front of me than that which is behind me. And now my prey drive is activated. I mean, I'm working day and night. I've learned to hunt. I've learned to introduce myself. I've learned to speak. I've learned to take the risk of meeting somebody I don't know. Folks, look, there are thousands of people that like to have the awesome words of how, we get, it's intoxicating when we hear about how much potential we have. But potential never fills your bank account. Potential doesn't get you put ahead. Potential is something that you actually can take to the grave if you never act on it. Folks, you gotta be hungry. You gotta want it as bad as in one story I told about the guru, as bad as your next breath, as bad as you want to breathe. Folks, look, living the ordinary doesn't take much effort. Fitting into the commonplace. But if you want to stretch, if you want to take your life to another place, it's going to take drive. Stop sitting down on your talents. Stop meandering through this thing called life. Look, folks, my grandfather walked to work. I grew up in a house with 10 people in the house. That my old story maybe doesn't buck what my new story is. I grew up with 10 people in the house, one bathroom. And when I look in my own particular city and I can see people who shared my grandparents with me, I can look and see the director of one big city office came from that little house, offspring of that house. I can look at a relative that's over a huge, important position in county government, offspring of that house. Folks, look, many times circumstance will teach you lessons. Poverty can teach you some lessons that nothing else can ever do. Folks, look, I wake up every day ready to catch on fire, and I'm daring the world to watch me burn. I have to have this prey drive. I have to be in the hunt. I have to be looking for new accounts. I have to be looking for new business. I have to be about the business of life. Folks, look, don't allow life to pass you by so subtly. You got to have drive. You got to have the push. You got to have the motivation to keep going. Folks, look, ordinary life, you can live ordinary or you can live that which is extraordinary. Those who are living life at an extraordinary pace, at an extraordinary clip, aren't that much more talented than you. They just have the drive and they pursue. We pursue, they pursue, they're in the hunt. Folks, you gotta want it bad. Don't be sitting down. Years ago when I spent in the car business, I've worked at some lots where there were 40 or more salespeople. And what I noticed is that everybody wants to hang out at that door. and you got a 1 in 40 chance of catching a customer that makes it to that door. I said, well, that's not smart. I said, why don't I call people? And I called and I called and called and made sure that they asked for me. I know that there was one time in the car business, we had a sale one day, and I think it's almost legendary, the feat. There were 13 people there at the same time asking for Steve Smith. Folks, that's legendary stuff. Because obviously you can't work 13 people and 13 people aren't going to wait for you. So I had half deals all over the place. But folks, my drive was inspired. It's amazing that we save our drive to that season where we determine that we want to build a home, buy a car, and then we put our drive back away. Why wouldn't you use your drive 24/7? Why wouldn't your pray drive be active 365? Why wouldn't you do it 52 weeks a year? Why would you sit on your laurels when God has blessed you with so much latent talent, with so much mental acumen, with so much wherewithal that your life was supposed to be one of the lives that would be called a history maker and a world shaker? Folks, you got to increase your drive. You won't change the world unless you're passionate. You won't make things change unless you get some grit, some vitality, some vigor, some chutzpah, some drive to push. Folks, look, there's only one life around this time. The clock, like they say, the days are like the sands in the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. Folks, you won't be here forever. Pick that drive up. I think one of the greatest things that I learned was learning how to hunt. After years in the car business, you can get kind of, even though I did know how I did hunt even in the car business, but it's a tad bit of their coming to you. But folks, there's a world full of business waiting to be called on. Every now and then you'll walk into place and they'll say yes to your proposition, yes to your product, yes to your service. You gotta want it bad enough to hunt. Folks, every day that I come into work, I wake up scared. Every day that the Lord blesses me, I wake up scared. And I work as frantic as I can because I don't know whether this will be my last day putting in a day's work. Folks, you got to increase your drive. If you want to be legendary, if you want the history books to record your life, you're going to have a drive. Make that drive come alive. Don't stay stuck. Don't be all right with the ordinary. Don't hit a plateau in life and stay stuck. Folks, you got to have the drive. It's my prayer that you will have the drive to take your life from the place where it is to the place that God initially intended it to be. You were created in the image and after the likeness of God. Folks, sometime it's got to be about the hunt. It's got to be about the drive. Stop waiting for someone to put you on and put your own self on. Go running after that deal. Go running after purpose. Go running after your destiny. It's the drive that'll make the difference. Be blessed.